So here is my question to you, Ninja, and you're only allowed to pick one of two options. Option one, Ninja, you wrote this entire course with generic information, not caring about how out of touch it was, in order to make a quick buck off your audience, and you don't give a crap. Or option two, someone else who has no idea what they're talking about, maybe a team of people who have no idea what they're talking about, wrote this course with masterclass, and you just came in and sat down and then read some scripts to make a quick buck as the face and push it upon your tens of thousands of viewers. Pick one. Either you're an idiot or you're a scumbag.
The f*** you say to me, you little shit?
Ninja was once one of the biggest content creators on the platform. It is not a far stretch to say that he helped take streaming and make it mainstream. Even today, years outside of his prime, he can go live and get tens of thousands of viewers and make millions monthly. But he also is a giant walking brand risk who seems to only get publicity anymore when he makes stupid decisions. Like how he's now made a course called How to Be a Streamer in 30 Days, which you have to buy a year subscription in order to actually use it, where the primary advice is follow for follow and yell at your lurkers. I wish this was clickbait. Hey, I'm Eljay from streamscheme.com. I'm also a variety streamer over at twitch.tv/LJM_. There are links to both of those in the description, and I am actually live right now for you if you want to go check me out. I gotta say, this is one of the funniest things that happened in streaming in a long time, and today's video is a little bit less structured because I just want to go through the course and have a laugh with you. The first massive red flag that I indicated at the start of this video is the fact that it is 23 USD a month to enroll in this course because it's through Masterclass. It's a partnership. And the thing about Masterclass is you have to buy a year subscription. You can't just buy a month. So if you want to sign up for this course, you have to sign up for all of Masterclass for 280 USD in a year. I will say we actually found and reacted to this course live over on the Stream Room podcast, which is a new streamer education podcast made by myself and a bunch of other Twitch partners. It'll be linked in the description if you want to go and check it out. Let's go through some more red flags like Ninja's trailer and the little hype reel he made for the course. Maybe there's some nuggets of wisdom and advice in there for you guys.
Instead of grinding the thousands and thousands and thousands of hours that I did streaming anime, I'm going to break everything down for you guys in the next 30 days. Let's go. Oh my goodness. The precision, the aim, the accuracy, baby.
I am Tyler Blevins. You may know me as Ninja.
You shut up when I'm talking to you. You shut your mouth.
I have cracked the code truly on how to build a community, engage with your audience.
It's called You Kiss Your Mother with the mouth.
And make you the best possible streamer that you can be. What do I love most about streaming?
Thank you so much for the sub. Oh my god, guys. Let me put you on the chalkboard.
If you get some subs out here, we out here making money. I'm Ninja, and this is Masterclass.
Brilliant. So Ninja claims to have cracked the code. He streamed for hours and hours and hours, and he's distilling all of that down to teach you guys how to be a streamer in 30 days. That's a lot of promises for something that is so heavily dependent on who the content creator is that's taking the course and what they're actually doing and the resources they have. But it gets better because then he drops this beautiful little turd nugget of wisdom that I think might be the worst advice I have ever heard, ever given to any streamer, ever. Let's have a look.
When you're starting out, try to have the viewer list open at all times so that if you see a brand new person come in, you can just say, hey, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for stopping in. And that might encourage that person to talk to you and actually engage in the chat, and you might have earned your first follower for life.
Ninja, you said that you've grinded for thousands of hours to understand this platform, and yet you don't even understand something as basic as the user list and viewer list. What are you doing? It takes ages for that user list and the view count to update, sometimes 15 to 30 minutes before someone will appear in there. And if they're logged out or not connected to chat, they won't appear there either. So if you're sat there quietly playing shitty games and hoping that someone appears, and then finally you see a name and start talking, they're already gone because you weren't doing anything engaging. And to add to that, if they do stick around and do enjoy watching but don't want to talk, it's called a lurker, and if you call them out, they will leave. Literally, every single time a streamer tries to call a lurker out by name or in general, they will leave the stream. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But look, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's go through the actual course and the classes and look at kind of what this is going to cover and see if it's worth that 280 USD price tag that's attached to it. After all, it is Ninja, He's one of the biggest content creators to ever grace the platform. Let's give him some credit, hopefully. I'm just going to pull up the courses here. He's got 5 different structured curriculums, apparently. One is an introduction to streaming. The second is establishing your streaming setup and content. The third is finding your streaming style and routine. Fourth, evolving as a streamer and audience interaction. And fifth, building a brand and collaboration. Class 1 seems pretty simple. It's a session overview to give people an understanding of what's going to happen. Pretty normal. And then there's a guide on streaming terminology, which I kind of actually think is a cool idea. I'm thinking I might do a video on the same thing. Just go through all of the common phrases and terminology you guys will need to learn and explain exactly what they are, like a dictionary. But don't worry, I won't put a $280 price tag on that one at least. So let's go straight to class 2 because we don't need to know about that stuff. Okay, so class 2 makes sense. We're talking hardware. He wants to give every different type of setup, including budget setups. He wants to show you the software. I'm assuming that's OBS. And then it's all about setting up your stream room, which is interesting. I didn't expect the stream room to be so early in the course. I kind of figured the content should come first. But there is also a class here where you have to share your stream room to your peers, which is great. Everyone loves sharing the setups. And then the next mini class is when you'll actually think about your content and actually go live. Cool. All right. It feels a little bit backwards that we're thinking content after everything else. I feel like we should be setting our OBS up for the content we're going to deliver, but everyone's different. And the next class, after telling you to go live, it says to share your stream to the peers and then also watch other peers' streams and give them feedback. Okay. So this is a classic follow for follow or support for support method to help people feel like they're getting more viewership. A lot of scumbag coaches have done this in the past. But the thing I want to focus on is the peer feedback. Peers who don't know anything, who are taking this course because they want to learn, are going to tell each other what they're doing right and wrong. That sounds like a terrible concept. Peers who probably aren't each other's key demographic. I like playing Stardew Valley. If some Warzone streamer comes in and tells me I don't have enough energy, that's not going to make a whole lot of sense for me. I feel like peer-to-peer feedback is one of the quickest ways to end up with advice that leads you down the wrong path with zero context, because as young creators and new creators, we don't know who is our right demographic and who has information that's actually going to help us. No offense to beginners, by the way, but at the end of the day, beginner-to-beginner feedback and parroting advice they've heard from others is how we ended up with small streamer Twitter being the way it is now. People yelling about how if you mute the tab, that's better, and how lurkers suck. Like, it's a mess over there. So far, all of this advice seems pretty general and pretty generic, to be entirely honest with you. It's some tech advice, some software advice, and all of that is actually free. Epos Vox, Nutty, and amazing creators are already giving all of that information entirely for free, and much more in-depth as well. And no offense to Ninja, but I actually don't think of him as a technical creator. I think you can look at a streamer and see that they have a very high-quality production value stream. Ninja has a lot of stuff in his stream room to make him look fancy, but I feel like his lighting and a lot of other stuff is often really dodgily done. Let's move on to class 3 though. So class 3 is about making a streaming persona, which cool, yeah, sometimes that's a really good idea, but I do hope the advice is literally, hey, just be yourself and then maybe add a little more oomph to it so you're a bit of a stage presence, because at the end of the day, if you pretend to be something you're not, you're gonna burn out really quickly. But then after we've built our persona, we just outright get told in 2 classes to share your stream and then engage in your peers' stream. So this is more support for support. And then after telling us to support for support, he gives us a 4-minute video about his approach to streaming. 4 minutes. You must have a very in-depth approach to streaming, Ninja. I feel like if I talked about my approach to streaming, I would be here for hours. Next class is all about creating a schedule by the looks of it, which is good advice actually, but also kind of generic, not quite worth the 280 USD price tag yet. But hold on, no. Then we share the schedule we've made to our peers. Cool, so they'll know when we're going live and they can come engage with our streams better. Brilliant, that's good. That's good, otherwise we'd just be sharing go lives and no one would know where we are or what we're doing. Then a 3-minute video about gameplay tips. I'm really keen to hear how to min-max my Stardew Valley farm or get the right villages in Animal Crossing. Because, after all, this course is for everyone. Every type of streamer can take this advice. These 4 minutes of gameplay tips, I'm sure, will fit for everyone. So class 4, let's keep moving, is all about progressing as a streamer, evolving as you go, as he puts it. Which, cool, yeah. I actually think this is good advice. You should slowly improve. You should constantly be working towards being better and making more engaging, discoverable content, like on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and hold on, then we have 2 classes that is just share your streams again and engage with each other's streams. So More support for support. I guess that's sort of an evolution, right? The next class is going to be him teaching us how to engage with our chat, which by now I'm assuming is just other small streamers who paid for this course who are hoping you'll come watch them if they watch you, which is brilliant. And then the next course is mandatory, super important, I reckon. It's about how to moderate your chat, which I'm really glad this has been included because at this point, I'm pretty sure anyone who's taken this course and followed these steps, their entire chat is just people going, hey, I loved your stream, but I gotta go now because I'm actually going live right now. I'm sorry. Okay, let's move on to the 5th class. Class 5 is all about building your brand, which great. Yes, your branding and social media presence is super important, and you have to be incredibly careful not to call one of the largest female streamers on the platform a bitch, or do any other scumbag things like creating a generic piece of crap course and then spruiking it to your tens of thousands of viewers to make a quick buck. Those would be really bad for your branding if you weren't careful, especially if you then turned around and tried to say sue somebody or threaten them privately about suing them. That would be pretty embarrassing to do that. So I'm glad he's teaching people about how to have a good brand. Don't worry though. I've just scrolled down, and after you learn about your brand, you're just gonna take a bunch of clips from your stream and share them with the community. So don't worry. We're gonna do more support for support and more follow for follow inside with our peers. Your brand will be safe because you're just only gonna be working with people inside this course. You're all good. So this is 5 courses, right? Or whatever you want to call them. And there are 28 classes or 28 subclasses inside these. And out of those 28, 10 of them are some form of support for support or go live or sharing or clip sharing or something like that to other people. One of the courses is Ninja's specific advice for gameplay, which could be great. 16, though, are generic courses that people already cover for free on YouTube in much more detail than 4 to 5 minute videos, and then maybe some write-ups and some forms that you can fill out afterwards, like a quiz. So here is my question to you, Ninja, and you're only allowed to pick one of 2 options, not that you're watching this. Option 1, Ninja, you wrote this entire course with generic information, not caring about how out of touch it was, in order to make a quick buck off your audience, and you don't give a crap. Or option 2, someone else who has no idea what they're talking about, maybe a team of people who have no idea what they're talking about, wrote this course with Masterclass, and you just came in and sat down and then read some scripts to make a quick buck as the face and push it upon your tens of thousands of viewers. Pick one. Either you're an idiot or you're a scumbag. I don't care which, it's up to you. By the way, if you like this video, it's a little bit different to normal. Feel free to go down and like and subscribe to it. I will just throw it out there. But today, this video is very different to what I normally do, and it's just too funny to pass up. I hope you're enjoying it. Honestly, the absolute worst part about this entire thing is the fact that it's going to work. Sorry, it's not going to get you viewers. That's not what I mean. I mean, it's going to sell to his tens of thousands of viewers who want to be like him, who believe that he's cracked the code, who think that by signing up and watching this course, they're going to get the golden goose, the golden tip that'll set them straight and get them growing to be just like Ninja. But that's not a thing. There's no golden tip. There's no guarantee that any advice anyone gives you, and that includes me, is going to work. Every single content creator is different. The way we act and the things we like to do are different. Every single tip I give on this channel requires context, and I try and tell you guys, take this advice and put it towards your key demographic. Because you can't just copy me or can't just copy generic advice that Ninja's giving and hope to actually grow. There's no guarantee. And this is one of the reasons why I never will ask you guys to pay me for my advice. Because if I can't guarantee you success, then I can't take your money. In fact, there are horror stories out there of people who do paid coaching where content creators have gone and bought the course, followed their advice, and actually tanked their channels. They've been at that 30 to 50 viewer mark and wanted some help from someone who was an expert, paid them, the expert gave them advice without thinking about the context and without thinking about that streamer's key demographic, and the content creator goes from being at 50 viewers and doing really well to literally just losing their entire audience because someone gave generic crappy advice without saying to them, hey, think about you first and think about how it fits into your content plan first. But here's the other thing is, why would you pay for it when it's already out there for free? Amazing content creators like Epos Vox, Nutty, Gale Level, and myself and so many others are making all of the content entirely for free. And we're spending a lot more time on it than I think Ninja ever would for this sort of thing. The majority of us who are creating this content are small streamers who are in touch on the ground with other small streamers. We know what you're struggling with because we've grown in the past year or two, which means we have recent experience with what growing is like on these platforms. We make 20 to 30 minute videos that are incredibly in-depth because otherwise you guys won't get the advice in a way that actually is actionable for you to grow or be a better content creator. And sometimes it takes entire playlists in order to teach you guys properly. Epos Vox has a masterclass on OBS. Ninja reckons he can teach you that in a 20-minute video. An entire playlist for free versus a 20-minute video for $280 USD. What? Look, this was supposed to be a fun video where I was just making fun of Ninja, but now I'm getting a little bit heated about coaching. This is what happens when I don't have a script. But essentially, what I want to say is whether you're getting free advice from someone like me, Nutty, Epos Vox, or anyone else, or whether you're paying for coaching, which by the way, please don't pay for coaching. You don't need to pay for coaching. It's all free. Seriously, don't do it. Everyone's journey is different. Everyone's audience is different. Everyone's skills, their talents, the way they entertain, the value they provide, every single thing they do as a content creator is unique and different. The advice I give, and hopefully the advice everyone else on these platforms gives, is based on their own experience growing as a content creator, their own pains and their own successes. But no matter what, you should always take that advice and see if it works for you and see if it actually applies to you, because there is no one size fits all. And again, I will never ever charge you guys in order to learn from me, because courses with no guarantee that have a money value put to them just seem like an absolute scumbag move to monetize an audience of people who are already desperate to grow and need help. And if someone's desperate to grow and needs help, I'm not going to charge them when I can't promise them that I'm going to be able to help. All I can say is this is what worked for me. I hope it helps you understand how to grow. See you guys next week.